What's up guys, Chris here and welcome back to another Destiny weapon review. Today we're looking at the Fulcrum, which is the future Warcode hand cannon that can be obtained for 150 Crucible marks as long as you are rank 3 with future Warcode. Now this hand cannon is in a very strange spot because it is not a very good hand cannon, so to speak. It's very average, but with a very particular set of perks you can actually make it the best PvP legendary hand cannon in the game, but it's going to be heavily outclassed in any other role, and if you don't get those particular perks. I do have them on my hand cannon, so I really love mine, but if you don't get those, you're pretty much going to be screwed, and we'll get into the perks later on. But first of all, the stats on the weapon. Now the fire rate and impact are the same as the Fatebringer and the Red Hand. It's the balanced hand cannon archetype. Basically, you have the perfect balance between fire rate and impact for PvP. You'll do 86 damage to the head, 57 to the body, which means it's going to be a 3 to 4 shot kill. As long as you land 1 headshot and 2 body shots, you'll still kill in 3 shots for the most part because you will be doing 200 damage. Now there are of course ways that you can actually buff your armor up so you have more than 200 health, such as high armor warlocks with the ram. So in some very rare scenarios, 1 headshot and 2 body shots will not be sufficient to kill, but for the most part it will. Now you can also get perks like Luck in the Chamber that will buff your damage up by 33%. This means you'll do 140 damage for a headshot, 76 for a body shot, and this will actually allow you to 2-shot kill to the head. If you land 1 normal headshot and 1 bonus damage headshot, you will also do 200 damage. Again, you have the same problem if you're facing someone with the ram or very high armor, that you will actually not be able to 2-shot kill. Now, the time to kill is very fast and consistent for a hand cannon. Obviously, you have the 3-shot kill, and it's pretty fast to get 3 shots off with a hand cannon, and you can also get the 2-shot kill if you have bonus damage on it. The range is fairly good for a hand cannon. I never really had any issues with it in PvP or PvE, to be honest. But one of the biggest weaknesses of the gun, though, is the stability. It's quite poor, and you find that it's much lower than the Red Hand. It's lower than even the Fatebringer, I believe. You can fix this with brace frame, which can both be a bad and a good thing, because you will be taking down the magazine size, but we'll get to that. The reload speed is, however, quite fast. It's noticeably faster than the Red Hand 9, and that's a very good thing because the magazine size is, of course, much smaller. Now, again, the mag size is 8. You take it down to 6 with brace frame, and that's both the biggest strength and the biggest weakness of the gun at the same time, and that is because of the potential perks you can get. And that is actually mainly because of the first build I will suggest to you guys. In terms of Reforges, you want to turn it into a mini Hawkmoon essentially. Now I will actually leave a link to destinydb.com, their page for the Fulcrum, so you guys can see all the perks you can get on the weapon. I will only be suggesting 2 builds of this gun because there is no reason to go over every single perk. I will do that at a later time, making a full reforging guide for hand cannons, so do stay tuned for that. Anyway, the first build, as I said, is going to be a mini Hawkmoon. In terms of size, you want to be looking for the short shot IS side because it allows you to have more target acquisition, aka aim assist, and aim assist is always going to help you out. For the perk 1, you want final round, again buffing the damage by 33%, allowing you to get a 2-shot kill as long as you land 2 headshots with the 2 final rounds. In the middle tier, you want to be going for brace frame, which will almost max out your stability, but also take down your magazine size to just 6. Now, as I covered before, that's both the biggest strength and the biggest weakness of this gun, but you want to be going for Luck in the Chamber too, so you have 1 extra bullet that will deal extra bonus damage. Now, this is also why brace frame is so damn good, because when you take down the magazine size to 6 and you have 2 rounds that are going to deal bonus damage, you'll actually have a 17% chance of proccing Luck in the Chamber on each individual round. Of course, it can also stack on top of the final round, instead of having just a 12.5% chance of proccing it. This means more 2-shot kills, also more reloads, but overall you'll only be able to take 2 enemies out regardless of you having 6 or 8 rounds in the magazine, so it's not really a big deal. So this build really works well for someone who wants a Hawkmoon replacement. Maybe if you're an Xbox and don't have a Hawkmoon, I highly recommend getting this. I actually found that it's easier to use, but of course slightly less effective than a Hawkmoon because you have a considerable penalty to the magazine size. But you also have quite a high chance to actually proc those bonus damage rounds, and that means you do get the 2-shot kills very frequently, but there are of course those very rare scenarios where the bonus damage and a normal headshot won't actually kill the enemy. For instance, the ram uses, as we covered before. I also find that the Fulcrum is quite a lot easier to actually land headshots with than the Hawkmoon, so that's also worth considering. So I'd say this is a very good weapon for high skill Crucible players who are looking to use a legendary in their primary slot in order to free up a slot for Truth or Plan C or something like that in their exotic slot for PvP. And I actually find myself using this quite often, not so much in Trials of Osiris because there are quite a lot of people who really focus on armor and using the ram and stuff like that. So you won't actually get those 2-shot kills that often in Trials of Osiris. But for regular Crucible, this is my go-to legendary weapon along with the 55A All Fate. Now, I don't particularly recommend this weapon for PvE because I find that it is outclassed by guns like the Red Hand 9 and especially the Fatebringer in PvE. However, if you really do want a PvE build, I recommend going for Final Round, Flared Magwell, and Army of One. But as I said, again, you want to go for the Red Hand or a Fatebringer if you're going into PvE with a hand cannon. So overall, this is a fairly average hand cannon with potential to be absolutely amazing, but it does require the perfect roll. Otherwise, it is going to be heavily outclassed by the Red Hand and by the Fatebringer in different scenarios. But with that perfect roll, it is an absolute murder machine, capable of challenging exotic primaries such as the Hawkmoon. I'd say you can even challenge a Last Word if you're really lucky. It is rare that you're going to get that bonus damage and actually outgun a Last Word, but it can be done, and I find that it's extremely effective to the point where I feel comfortable challenging most primary exotics. And on top of that, you can also free up the exotic slot for Truth or Planesea, whatever exotic, secondary, or heavy weapon you want to be using. So that's going to wrap it up for this weapon review. I hope you guys did find it informative and helpful. If you did, feel free to leave a like and also do leave me some feedback. I love your guys' feedback and I'm always looking to improve on these videos. So if there's something you guys thought should be changed or improved on, then definitely let me know. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.